thing you do when you knock on someone's door is sort of, I tend to introduce myself, say who I am, who I'm sort of supporting, so in this case Andrew Pakes from the Labour Party. We ask them if they've got any local issues or local problems, because I think that it's really important that canvassing isn't just about trying to find out whether people are going to vote for us or not, because you know, we can also help people if we're asking them what their problems are and then dealing with their issues.
You ran for the MK North seat in the last election. What is the difference between then and now?
I really enjoyed running for Milton Keynes North at last election. I can describe it as my apprenticeship. I'd never run for Parliament. I had no idea what running for Parliament would actually mean, you know, whether it was just knocking on doors, meeting people in community meetings, or the hustings for it. I'd like to think I gave Mark a good run for his money, but I also learnt lots of lessons from it all.
Why is door knocking so important during the campaign?
Well, particularly for Labour it's important because we want to get out there and find out what people's concerns are, and if we're able to take up their concerns and do something about them, then that's great. But we also want to let people know what our message is, and I think particularly for Labour, because we don't have the funds that the Conservatives have, they're likely to outspend us by 2 or 3 to 1. It's all based on people power and on our volunteers getting out there and talking to people.
And do you think that social media has had an impact? You know, you're able to just tweet that you're out campaigning and get people more engaged?
I think it can make an impact, but I think realistically your average person isn't going to be searching on Facebook to find out what their MEP's doing. You know, they've probably got more interesting and exciting things to be getting on with. But we do try and communicate so that the information's there, particularly so that people can get hold of us if they've got a problem or an issue.
The importance of getting out on the doorstep is absolutely fundamental. Having those conversations with people, listening to their concerns, understanding where they're coming from and talking to them is what we're all about. That's exactly how we want to run our campaign. It's about people. It's not about politics in some kind of detached sense that takes place in Westminster. It's about coming and knocking on doors and talking to people here and in the street.
Absolutely, I'm working really hard. I think after the 4 years we've just been through, people are really uneasy about what the future of Milton Keynes and the future of Britain holds for them. What I'm trying to do is speak to people about what Labour would offer differently in terms of protecting the National Health Service, helping make work pay, and sharing the proceeds of the recovery more fairly across the city as a whole. You know, when we live in a city where on some estates you've got 4 in 10 children growing up in poverty, I don't think we should accept that. So I'm trying to win people's trust. I think people are disillusioned with the coalition government and what's happened, but they're still waiting to see what Labour will offer. So it's going to be a busy 90 days until polling day.